welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. We talked about it, we teased it a little at the end of Monday Morning News, but today we're talking about Drop Dead the Cabin. A spin-off, I'll say, of one of the first VR games that we had played when we got our Quest headset. The first Drop Dead is much different than this. It was Drop Dead Dual Strike. That one was like, there was a co-op mode in it that was kind of like a stationary wave shooter. And then there was a story mode, a campaign with like an on-rails movement where you would just clear out a wave and then it would drag you to the next part. And then you would clear out a wave and the story would progress like that. This game, despite sharing the Drop Dead name, I'd say the only similarity is that there's zombies as your main area or your main enemy.
I don't think they should have said Drop Dead the Cabin.
Well, I think they want to keep, because it's made by the same developers. Before we get too carried away, their name is Soul Assembly. They developed and published the game. It just came out February 16th, 2023.
Days ago,
last week.
Days ago.
It's $24.99 on the official MetaQuest store, and it's rocking a 4.2 overall after a week on the MetaQuest store, on the official MetaQuest store, I'll say, with 136 total ratings and 105 written reviews, which is a pretty good ratio of written to total, I'll say, actually.
Yeah, and watching their 4.2 go up and down like a really weird stock.
Yeah, there was
that cause you some anxiety.
There was one point, I think it was at the end of the day of release.
Yeah.
It ended the night with a 3.9. And I was like, wow, that's a little low. But then already by the next morning, it was back up into the fours.
Yeah, it held in the low fours for a little bit. And then again, it got spiked with. And I honestly believe some of the reason for that is people who played Drop Dead and then thought they were going to be getting the next version of what they had played, and we're in for quite a rude awakening.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not a sequel.
When it's a totally different.
It's a spin-off, and I was excited for this.
I just wish they didn't say Drop Dead.
You just wish it was called The Cabin?
Yeah, because granted, I may or may not like the game. We'll talk about that later, but mentally, I went into it thinking everything from the first game. And I'm like, okay, how are they going to make that better? I didn't really know it was going to be a completely different experience.
Oh, yeah.
I have nothing to compare it to with the first game other than there's zombies.
Yeah, that's the only comparison.
And they're different zombies. So I can't even say like, oh, there's my buddy that used to try to chew my face off from the first game. It's like everything is different. And even the gun mechanics are different.
Oh, yeah, way different. And I will say, anybody who's listened to the podcast consistently, they've heard on some Monday Morning News in the last couple of weeks. I was excited for this release. Very excited. The game utilizes the meta avatars and the concept of the game. Unlike both the campaign mode of the first one or the kind of stationary wave shooter, go as long as you can till the end option. This game goes a completely different route. It's single player or 2-player co-op.
Hold on, I'm going to time you out there. It is single player, but there's one setting.
Yeah, it's
a difficulty
solo
hard. No solo medium, intermediate. I just want to enjoy the story aspect of it. No,
figure out what to do.
Solo hard or co-op harder.
Yeah, the co-op
is your choice.
Obviously, if you have either single player or the same game in co-op, me and you are going to go co-op all day. But the concept of the game is you go into a cabin and now everything is all downhill once you go into that cabin. The doors lock, and in the tutorial they have like somebody talking to you and they're like, ooh, the experiment's going to begin. Test subject like 72 or something like that.
They have to justify the fact that there's evil shit that wants to chew your face off.
And I think it's the evil scientist from the first one to like one of his experimental rooms. I think so. It's like a small reference to the first one, but it's very subtle in the sense that,
So there you go. There's the comparison. It's just like the first one, but better.
Yeah, no, but so nonetheless. So you're in this cabin, and the goal in what they teach you in the tutorial is that you have to survive for one. So you have to kill the zombies that come at you in kind of a wave fashion. You'll hear like a bell ring, It's going to begin. You'll hear the bell ring again, and it's over for that wave. But there's not that much time in between waves. You probably have like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, max.
Max, yeah. And then the overall concept of the game is to get the power running to 100%. You know, it gets to 2%, and then all the power shuts off. So then there's a generator that you have to get back running. So the power over time, you know, recharges. But in order to get the generator running, you need to get a battery for it, and you need to get fuel. And each fuel is only going to fill up 33%, and there's 3 fuels. So you do the math, you know, maybe 33.3, whatever. In the end, it'll add up that after the 3 fuels, you'll have enough fuel to be able to get it to max. But you can't just find one battery and one fuel and think that's going to last you enough till you charge up your generator to 100.
One lasts 5 minutes.
Yeah. And like I said, you'll get about like 33% charge, it seems, out of it. But nonetheless, there's 3 locations of the fuel in this game. One in your main cabin, which they teach you this right in the loading screen. This isn't a spoiler. You know, there's a fuel in your main cabin, one in some shacks outside your cabin, and one in this area called the test site. And now all throughout the map, including your home base, there's like item crates you could unlock, which you unlock them by spending points that you got from killing zombies. Like, let's say you get, 1 point for killing a zombie. You'll get 2 points in total if you headshot them. So you use your points you spent to open up crates and then also to open up doors. Like if you want to go outside, it might cost 75 to open up that door to go outside. Then to open up that shack, another 50 or another 75. Open up the test site, 100. So this currency is very important. You got to keep killing zombies, but it's not unlimited ammo. Like when you first load in, they give you 2 guns, like in the default cabin area. One's kind of like a faster shooting handgun, and the other one's more like a revolver. Yeah. You like the fast shooting one.
Yeah. It holds 13 rounds.
Yeah.
Not as powerful, but whatever.
I like the power of the revolver. Only holds, I think, 7 rounds per clip. But, I feel like I'm better with headshots with it than with the other gun. So yeah, you each get a gun, but you only hold to start. Like, how much ammo do they give you to start? Like, not give you, but like how much?
80, 84 or some shit like
is
that.
like your max holding capacity.
You can hold on a. It's got the typical, right and left holsters, and then you've got a ammo pouch in your front, so you can just pick up ammo and drop it in. Or if it's on the ground, if you run over it, it's got
a radius.
Yeah, it'll just suck it up.
Yep.
Which is important because I have seen somebody had commented that they wish it had you reload it by putting the clip in and cocking it and all that, and it's just no time.
No, not because
so their reload system is as simple as you can get by calling it a reload system.
Yeah, you literally grab because like you said, you have the front pouch. You grab the ammo from the front and just clip it you just put it against the gun, and then you're reloaded.
It automatically does it for you.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Which is good because, again, time is... I would be so disappointed if this had you have to put it in and like pull a bar back or no freaking way, man. There's just not enough time.
Oh yeah, not at all. Like the
seconds count.
The pace of zombies coming at you is intense, but ammo is scarce in this game. Like they're gonna give you enough ammo that you guys might both have like 60 ammo before the first wave of zombie comes. But you're gonna get ammo from either spending money on the ammo crates, and there's different type of crates. There's an ammo crate, there's a health one, there's a random one, a mystery one. So yeah, you can either get ammo from that or just on complete random, the zombies you kill might drop ammo. And it seems like, I don't have the code of the game, I don't have this confirmed, it seems like higher probability if you headshot them. But I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, I can't. It's weird because one of the times we played where we had the most headshots than any other time, I don't feel like we've got the most ammo.
Yeah, so it's tough
to say. And then other
say.
times where I feel like we're lucky we made it through a round, all of a sudden there's more ammo. So it might just be pure.
There's without a doubt a random dice roll to it.
But ammo is gold in this game.
Yeah, so to start, like we said, you can only hold like at max 84 ammo.
Don't quote me on that.
It's somewhere around there. So that sounds about right though. And then, like I said, you either spend your money to open up crates or open up the door to leave your cabin, which honestly, I don't recommend to do. right
Oh,
away.
I do.
If you you just don't kill these people.
No, you definitely. It's the first thing you want to do is spend money and open up a door
Yeah, if you open
to the
up,
outside.
yeah, if you open up doors to the outside, no, screw that. Even like opening up the doors to your kitchen, it's like things just get more intense because before that the zombies are climbing through the windows, right? And then you open up the door, now it's
The door and the windows.
and they got to climb through the window. They don't need to climb through shit to get through the door.
No, but they'll still come through windows with the open door. Then they'll come through the open door.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
give them more access.
No,
More the merrier.
we usually keep our door shut until we're ready to go.
Well, here's the thing. Because technically what we just talked about is a pretty big spoiler. But you have to be... Yeah, it's co-op, but you can't... I mean, you can play with randoms, but damn,
I can't imagine it. I cannot imagine.
The better the person you play with as like a communicative partner, and we're going to be doing it. Like if you're going to do something, you can't decide to do it when the bell rings. You get what I'm saying? And
No,
the
you have
zombies
to-
go to sleep for 15 seconds. While you're fighting the zombies, you guys need to be talking about, okay, we need to go here, and this is what we're going to do. You need to be really sharing with, how much ammo do you have? How much do you have? You take that ammo drop. I'll take the next. Because like you said, mine fires 13. I think yours fires 7.
And mine kills fast. So I'll see you unload a whole clip, like clip, clip, clip. I'm like, dude, he needs ammo more than me.
So you need that friggin' communication. But knowing what doors to unlock at what points in the game, it's critical. Critical. I mean, we fucked up.
The first couple times we were playing, we were just opening up the door because we thought,
we
why
got
not?
20 and the door only cost 20. I think it was actually like 40 or 50. But holy crap.
It just gets so much more intense.
Then the game's over. And guess
Yeah.
what? You're not starting from a checkpoint. At no point in this game is there anything that says game saving.
No, it's fresh start, baby.
Fresh start.
So-
And of course they've got upgrades, so nobody's finishing this game in one run. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not plugging in being like, oh, I finished it.
That's why we're saying to start, you start with being able to hold a max capacity of 84, but at the end of every run, you accumulate experience points. And you can level up your individual type of weapon you used. It just happens automatically by gaining enough experience. And then you have a core player level as well. That each level time you go, every time you level up, there's a new perk with it. And some of those perks, depending on the level, is increase your ammo capacity, increase the size of the ammo drops from the zombies, increase
sprint faster or longer.
regenerate
or more frequently, I think they say.
Yeah, it's funny how they worded that.
Not longer and not faster, but just more often.
Yes,
You'd be able to run away more often.
Slow recharge time, which, hey, that is a useful perk, I'll say.
Dude, I bailed on you the other night, yelling down the whole path. I'm like, I'm fucking out of here.
Giant ass ogre chasing
Dude,
us.
the thing is huge.
So
Huge and angry.
So yeah, like you said, you're not finishing it on your first run. It almost feels like it.
You can't.
Your best chance of finishing it is when you're max level.
If somebody has, I'd love to see the video footage.
Yeah, not max level, but when you have all the perks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because if you look at all those perks and add them all up, it's like, okay, once you upgrade to everything, you should be able to finish the game. You should.
But not with no perks.
No friggin' way, dude.
And here's the thing.
Because you get the health perk later on too, which will, I think, bring your health up to 150.
Which is useful.
Very useful.
Because you can heal in this game. It happens a little bit over time. If you take damage from a zombie, then you just wait or whatever. You'll generate.
But you don't default heal 100%.
No.
Not out of the gate.
After you get a certain perk, you will. But you can also heal with drinking milk cartons in this game. They have like
Does
little
the body good.
Yeah, it's like, remember those like school lunch milk sized ones?
Yeah, the little pints.
Yep, that's what they have. So, and it's like already open. It's like, ooh, that's spoiled,
Desperate times, dude. I'm getting my face chewed off.
Yep. And those are usually in like the crates and with like the question marks, like the mystery ones.
A couple of ammos in the milk.
The problem is though, there's 4 different ammo types, and you only start with your default handgun. So you might open up the mystery crate and it's like machine gun ammo, and you're like, I haven't found a machine gun yet.
Nope.
I haven't found a shotgun yet. And it also seems like, we mentioned that you level up and your weapon levels up. You level up pretty fast. Your weapon is so slow to level up. Like, dude, like you'll get 160 level or headshots, and you look at like the experience bar and you'll be like, what? I didn't get a level up on it, but my character leveled up. No, don't think your weapon's leveling up fast.
This is not the game for anybody who wants an easy
This game is hard.
easy experience. It's like, it's hard.
I'd say like the second or third day playing it, when we were like really starting to figure it out, you know, we were making the mistake of opening up all the doors. And then like you just started to rage and I was in tears. You were like, dude, you're like, no matter what we do, we're going to die.
You're going to die.
You're like 90 gold, 90 points to open up that door to what? What?
Yeah, to the front
To
of the
die.
house. That's
To
a
die.
huge door.
You're like, that is so pointless. And you're like, then we open up that door. What happens? We die. Then we found a spot. I won't say where, but we found a spot that's nice and cozy for us. And it's funny, like I said, we don't open up the doors right away. That's the spoiler I'll give on the gameplay. And it's funny with that because you'll see some of the zombies trying to go through the wall and like their heads kind of glitching through. But if you stand next to it, they'll hit you. But they can't get in by running through the wall. It's just funny.
Yeah, if you, like you said, if you're leaning against anything wood, like a wooden, because your cabin is not pristine. You're not. This is a
I don't know
total
why you would have walked in there.
shitbox because
You're tired in
it's
the woods.
it's getting dark out and there's a cabin. What could possibly go wrong?
They close it and now zombies come out.
Yeah, and then come back every 15
seconds,
seconds
yeah.
after. I mean, dude, they really like stress your brain in this one.
Mm-hmm. And again, cooperation
really-
is essential.
1,000,000%.
And like, here's the layout of your cabin too. It's like you start and you're in this like living room, and there's always a gun in the living room, and then you open the hallway, and
Which costs you 5.
which costs you 5, but they give you a little default to start since you have no zombies to kill yet. And then you open the hallway. Now you have the rest of the base cabin area to explore, which is kind of like this communications room, I guess you could say. There's a screen, there's like a microphone thing, which is interesting in that by the end of the tutorial, you're going to unlock this. It's like an EMP disc thing, which you can use voice commands in this game. So it's like not really the game that you want to be in party chat, but I'll be honest with you, we haven't used the EMP stuff a whole bunch because we're so focused on just getting fuel in the battery and loading up, but it's something that exists. But in that main area, you know, you can put in the little floppy disk for the EMP, but there's a little button there, and the game won't start until you press that button. So you have some time to go explore the cabin area that you have unlocked and, you know, pick up all the ammo and stuff like that. There's a little upstairs area, and, you know, somewhere in either the downstairs, the hallway, or the upstairs, there's going to be a second gun for the co-op, for the second person. So don't panic when there's not 2 guns in the first default area. You know, go through that first door, look around.
Just don't press the button or put the disc in, and you got all the time in the world. But if you play with someone and they
go and
slap
press that button
disc
right
in
over,
and you're not geared up, and you're doomed.
yeah, and they press that
You're
button.
gonna hear dong.
You're like, what the hell, man?
What's going on, man?
And when we first started playing, we were alternating back and forth who uses which gun until we figured out who likes which gun more, and it worked perfect. Our opinions don't cross over. Like, you like that gun more, I like this gun more, no questions asked. But sometimes, you know, the faster pistol is in the main area. Sometimes the revolver is, you know, so, you know, just look around, explore. There's usually a milk carton, 1 milk carton somewhere.
If you play with a jerk, you can take both guns.
He could take all the ammo.
He'll eventually max out.
Unless
You'll
he's
have
high
ammo
enough
with no
level.
gun.
Unless he's high enough level.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, we communicate a lot. It's like, I'll pick up some ammo around there. You'll pick up. It'll be like, how much do you have? How much do you have? It'll be like 40, 60. All right, you grab this last one. You know, it's
the only way
essential.
you're gonna win. It's just there's no. And we were thinking the other night of all the like shitty scenarios that could happen when you play with randoms. Like just if they quit, then your game's over because you need 2 people to play the co-op. It's not going to be like, oh, solo mode hard now.
No, that's not how it rolls.
Or like somebody stealing all the stuff or just
All the ammo. Yeah, because
it's
every
like
time
you're
ammo drops,
done.
we coordinate. At first, we do 1 and 1. Like, you grab one, then I'll grab next one. But then it doesn't. You can't keep that up forever because one person's going to use more ammo than the other. So by like mid game, like every time ammo drops, we'll both look down. You know, how much ammo you at? All right, boom. Then we figure it out.
But
and imagine if we didn't. You're screwed.
yeah, well, you're gonna die.
Well, you're gonna die regardless. I
One of
promise
you's
you.
gonna die.
But there's a couple different doors to leave the cabin right away in the unlocked area. Then you can also open up a kitchen area. There's some doors upstairs, as well that you can open, a crate upstairs, a way to leave the roof on top as well. So there's some
hidden surprises.
Yes, there's many ways to leave the cabin.
There's also many ways to let them into the cabin.
That's the problem. So I made my mistakes. I don't like the doors until I'm ready. I'm stocked up on points.
You know where you're going to go.
Ammo. And yes, we know where you're going to go.
Because they come at you 360. So if you're running out and you think you're just going to be able to stand in the middle of an area and fight them, you're not.
Yeah,
they're going to come from every direction. What seems to work for us good is finding spots where we can have our back against the wall. So at least you can control the
one less
the
area
field of view. So it works out in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
But you will die.
You will die a lot.
And you can come back though.
Yeah, so if one person gets killed, the game's still going on. And you can revive them simply by high-fiving, which we didn't know at first. We had to wait until we happened to have gotten that loading screen. They didn't teach us that in the tutorial, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So there's our first couple of rounds, one of us died. And if you don't revive your dead teammate in I don't even know the amount of time, but it's like a minute, it feels like, game over, And then if both of you get killed and you're not able to revive, boom, now second person's dead, game over as well. So reviving your teammate is essential.
No, if you don't play with a jerk.
Yeah. And it's like,
but it'll doom both of you. So you let your teammate die, then your game's over.
Well, we made the mistake of splitting up a couple of times, and I like to be next to you, ready for that high five when I'm going down. You know what I'm saying? Because you can keep the game going a while. There's been some times that we were laughing, just getting swarmed by zombies. One of us dies, high five. Then the other one dies, high five, and it just stay alive way longer than you should be able to just by being able to do consistent high fives and revives.
I wish it was a 4-player.
It would be a little easier.
I don't know if it would be easier, but
because then they would probably tone it up.
Because then you could split into groups. Mm-hmm. Like you two go here, we're gonna go. I mean, because when you play the game, I get why they can't do that. I mean, it totally wouldn't work with some of the areas you have to go to. But it would just be cool if there were more people that could be in the game with you.
Yeah, and then I said,
kind of level the playing field a little
because it's brutal. It's a lot of enemies,
dude. Even with 4 people, there's no guarantees.
The game is hard.
There's some ugly creatures in there.
You're gonna die a lot. And once you leave the cabin, like I said, spread all around. There's your generator. There's some crates. There's a bunch of different shacks that you can open with your points, and in them might be whole miscellaneous different things. Some ammo crates, whatever. I don't want to spoil, what might be always in these shacks or what might not always be either. But nonetheless, so there's a bunch of different shacks, and then like I said, there's a test site area that is like a whole freaking campaign mission thing of its own, but I love doing it.
But you have to.
You have to.
There's no way around it.
You have to. Because again,
you do everything else. Either way, you're going to still have to go there.
Well, again, I figure anything that's in a loading screen isn't a spoiler, right? Because you're going to see it in the loading screen. There's a chance on your first time in, just on the way the randomness of the loading screen goes. So it tells you right in the loading screen, there's a fuel in the cabin somewhere, different every time. There's a fuel in one of the shacks, different every time. There's a fuel somewhere in the shack. I'm sorry, somewhere in the test site, different every time. So it's you have to go to the test site. And the test site's expensive to get into as well. I think it's 100 points or something like that.
75, 100.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So
I know when we're running there, I just grab the little bar and
that's how you open
onto it and watch it charge it open.
And that's how you open it to spend your points. How you open anything. So you really have to balance, like you said, communicating. Where are you going to travel to next? Where are you going to go? What are you going to spend your money on? Who's getting what ammo? Just communication is essential in this game. And again, with the core concept being just stay alive, kill the wave of the zombies, and find a battery and find 3 fuels. Good luck.
Well, and we'll make it even harder because every time the zombies are attracted to noise. So when you put your battery core or fuel, whatever the hell it is, into I'll say your power plant out back, your generators in I call the front of the house, but we'll say the side of the house. But the zombies will attack your generator. So you're constantly having to go out there and fix your generator, which they do a good job in the tutorial. So I won't even spoil what they have you do, but it's just one more added piece to the
puzzle,
to the bizarre puzzle you find yourself in.
Well, it's funny because I'll be honest with the listeners. It's not like we found the battery and the fuel in our first playthrough. Like I said, we didn't even know how to revive yet, you know?
No, we kind of jumped right in.
No, yeah.
And in full disclosure, we had early access.
Yeah. So
we didn't just, it's not like we've been playing for 2 days.
No, we had played for some days before release. So it was funny because leading into the release, I was like, I'm curious the reception of this because the game is hard. I can't emphasize that enough. It's one of the hardest game experiences I played. It's like freaking impossible. And like so much of the game, like your first couple times playing, you don't really know the layout. You don't know what your game plan's going to be.
No.
We've made the wrong decision of what we're going to spend money on, you know?
You know the tutorial is what you know. And it's almost like clickbait in a way because they give you the really, really basics of this is how this works. I mean, they do a great job with it. But what happens when you leave the tutorial and then try to figure shit out on your own is when you go, well, I don't know nothing about this. Tell me I got a compass and it's going to tell me where to go. That's not always in my favor. But I will give them credit with the tutorial. But it is ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I instantly
Or maybe I'm just terribly bad.
No, they say in the loading screen, you're going to die a lot. This game is hard. It's meant to be hard as well.
Dude, when something's only solo setting is hard.
It just says solo hard. What the hell is that?
I even clicked on like next to it and shit. Like, are you sure?
Settings.
Yeah.
Going in the settings.
I'm like, damn.
The game's
You're going to have to earn it.
Yeah.
The only troublesome thing to me is like you die and you're back to square one. I hate that.
Well,
I hate that, dude.
It's not a problem when we were new. And like example, runs would take like 10 minutes and stuff, you know. The other day we did a 50-minute run and died.
So we did it
50
for nothing.
minutes.
For nothing.
No, we got some stat points.
Got nothing to show for it.
Got some experience. Got a level off of it, you know.
Whoop-dee-doo. Oh, dude, it was heartbreaking.
It's the ultimate trial and error game, you know.
Oh, yeah. No, they did a good job with making it so, look, you're going to have to play it 20 times no matter what. So they figured out a way to get the replayability really good, as do other games that kind of do that same method. But this is just one of the harder geared ones. I don't know if it's because it's zombies or what the case, but.
And even if you individually know what to do, you need to have a teammate that's either willing to listen to you or also knows what to do because, again, teamwork in this game is essential. Essential. And they get like there's different enemy types too. Like you have your default just simple walking zombies, which, you know, are all dressed differently too. You know, some are wearing football helmets, some hats, some not. You know, they're all dressed with various clothes.
That's about the closest to the last game I think they had for zombies.
Yeah, and then they have sprinting zombies, these pink sprinters, which screw those guys. They just go way up into your grill out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're like Tesla powered.
Then they have these these green ones that kind of like the sprinters, but when you kill them, they explode too, do an area of effect damage. Awesome, right? Then they have spitters, you know, ones that spit stuff at you like all these games always do. And then we referenced him earlier too. Some of our funniest moments playing it were when we always seemed to run into this guy when we had no ammo. This big ass ogre. Like, good luck with him when you have no ammo. It got brutal the other night.
Yeah.
We actually recorded it too. We were recording it and we were like, dude, we have no ammo. We had to run so far back just to get ammo, just to kill him.
I wish there was hand combat.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I learned you can bash people with your gun. It worked a couple times for me, but you can't just punch them. So like you run out of ammo, you're screwed. There's like hatchets.
I hate that feeling in these type of games too.
When you're helpless.
Like, yeah. It's like, I can't even pick up a stick.
I can't even, yeah.
You know? And if I did, it's probably, you know, I got 8 fucking zombies bum rushing me. I mean, you can watch them. They're coming. There's no stopping them. You got to kill them.
Hordes of them.
And you got nothing but like, or how's this? You got your, they got a hatchet
or
a baseball bat and
or
you whap them enough and
it breaks.
The shit breaks. And now you got to like jab them with the pointy little wooden thing
and then
on your shovel. And then that breaks and that turns down to a little nubski and you can jab them with that. And I don't know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, because by that time your screen's going gray and then you're asking for a high five. Fucking A, man.
Dude, and like you'll have that panic feeling of like, because you're getting swarmed. It's like, and you got to move fast. You got to think fast. Dude, having no ammo in this game sucks. When you're out of ammo, it's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, you're.
So I do wish you could punch. Because like you said, you'll have your hatchet,
You can
you'll have
climb,
your bat.
But
Yeah.
you can't climb everything.
No.
You can only climb a couple of specific things. But I thought of that, like, I'll just climb a tree.
And wait out the bell.
Yeah, I'll wait it. I don't need the experience points. I'm good.
But there is some areas of the game, I won't say where like once you go and start doing it, it's not really wait out the bell. It's a little bit more clear the area. You know, so that's not an option.
No.
Unfortunately.
And it gets progressively.
More hard,
Yeah.
harder, and harder,
Yeah.
and harder.
I will say right now, I think it's the hardest game I've ever played in VR.
I agree.
And again, maybe it's me.
No, it's freaking
I saw
hard.
somebody posting some stuff that kind of alluded to like they whizzed right through it.
Yeah, bullshit.
Not in like, they didn't say like first run, but they finished it relatively quickly. I was like, how the hell? Like when we were first, like when it first came out on release, like hours later. So I'm thinking either it was an early releaser or
Definitely early access.
they just had their shit together and were like, because they were talking shotgun and the machine gun. And I'm like, what the hell?
Here's the thing. The first time we beat it isn't the end of the game to me. I want to do it a couple times. You know, I want to know that I you know,
Well,
just knowing how to do it isn't enough.
as if
I know
beating
how
it-
to do it.
As if beating it's not enough, we'll give you a leaderboard that'll show you the best. You can see your friends' best of friends, the best who did it in the fastest time, who's got the overall high global leader score.
I do like that leaderboard aspect because, yeah, there's the fastest run. There's your total score leaderboard of all of your runs added together. So even if I'm pretty high on that and I'm not even that good at the game just because I've tried and failed so many times.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Then they have a leaderboard of, you know, the high, you know, your best individual runs, and you can view the world ranking and you can view by your friends. And what's interesting though is on the store page, because right now there's one run, you have your cabin run, and it's the same every time. But like I said, even knowing how to do it, you still got to do it, you know? But on the store page, it does say, be part of an evolving gameplay experience with regularly released new updates, features, and content. So it sounds like that they have the intention to...
How can you say that on launch day?
Well, I think that's just what they had. That's what they've had their store
it's
page.
just funny. Like, hey, our game's brand new, but here's what you can expect.
But it sounds like maybe the cabin experience is going to rotate over time. Like maybe this is kind of like season 1 almost of the cabin.
I don't know.
But, and also, you know, we kind of alluded to it, but we didn't outright say it. The placement of items, kind of everything's a little different each round. You know, the base core of like the room structure, the layout of the shacks, where the test site is, that's all the same. But, you know, even
All the boxes are in the same locations,
but might
they
not be the same type.
Yeah.
There's a handful of different variables that change every game. So it's not like, oh, a completely different experience each one, but you know, even down to like where exactly the fuel is or the battery, it's not going to be the same every single time, you know? So you kind of you're on your toes a bit.
Well, yeah, they're not giving you the ability to. You can memorize the map. You can memorize the locations of boxes
And the
but you
possible
can't-
different spots of...
But you can't put all your money into saying
That's where
let's
it's going
go
to
to
be.
the one in that area over there. We'll open up the outside door, and in there will be an ammo crate, and then we'll be
No.
great because you might run there, open up the door, and inside there's going to be a health crate, and you're just
Or
you're
you
done.
Or
You're
you just
trapped.
have your pistol and you open it, it's a question mark crate, and it dropped no pistol ammo.
Yeah, machine gun and shotgun shells.
Great.
For
Give
the
'em-
machine gun and shotgun you do not own.
Which you might find at some point too. And then you might be in the opposite boat. You don't have ammo for it.
Well, if you look around, you will find everything. And there's not a lot of, like you said, there's 2 pistols, there's a shotgun and a machine gun. That's your. How would you feel about if like they let you pre-select your loadout prior to starting?
Yeah.
Just for the start. Then you're on your own. Like if you want to start with the machine gun, you can. But know that you're probably going to have to go places to get machine gun bullets.
Yeah. We're only going to drop you in because the zombies only drop handgun
Machine
ammo.
gun is damn powerful.
Yeah, you'll pick up shotgun, machine gun ammo throughout the map, but from the enemies, they just drop handgun ammo.
Yeah, you're not walking away with a belt full of machine gun. clips.
No. Oh, dude, the game's hard. It's fun though. It grew on me. The first couple nights we played it, I was like, dude, this is unnecessarily hard. And I had that feeling of like, I didn't pay enough attention in the tutorial. I need to go back and redo the tutorial.
I redid it.
Yeah.
I redid it after, because I did the tutorial. Then we played it like 2 nights in a row. And then I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. And I'm like, so I got to redo the tutorial. And I come to find out, I think there was a little something that I didn't pay attention to.
I think maybe with the generator too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was overthinking like the process of what we really needed to do.
Mm-hmm. The core concept of the game. Get a battery, get fuel.
You get that core, put it in your damn machine and turn it on and start because the ultimate objective is to not be in this cabin for the rest of your life. So you want to get the antenna up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody can come and save your ass.
I imagine.
Well, you know, I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah. Because it's not easy to beat. So it's if you know what happens after, that's taking away the reward of hours of, trial and error. And again,
and what's crazy is when you see the run times, it doesn't tell you how far they get.
No,
so like if you look at like the leaderboards thing, they didn't say what percentage of completion that person did.
Yeah.
So in theory, if you can hide in a corner for 8 hours, you'll have the longest runtime. But you can't. There's nowhere to hide. You can just find areas that are
safer,
less vulnerable as out in the open.
I hate being out in the open. That's my least favorite part to be.
Running from one location to the next sucks because I know no matter what, you're not going to make it there, or you're just going to get there and then you're going to hear boom. You're like, shit. And they're quick to get out of the ground. They start coming through.
I love the meta avatar aspect though.
Yeah, my meta avatar has never been so shit scared.
It's just a little.
He runs
as I expected in the lead up because I was pretty excited about this game and that aspect in specific. I was like, oh, that's gonna be comic relief, like needed comic relief for a zombie horde game. It's not like scary. It's only like it's panicky when you're gonna die.
When you have no bullets and there's 20 zombies running at you.
But it's not like, oh, I have nightmares. No, it's not. It's not.
It's just that anxiety, momentary anxiety of like, I got to get the hell, like you have a chance.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run away.
Which does work sometimes.
It worked once. Doesn't always work. But what are you going to do? I mean, again, they don't even give you a rock. Like to go, look, there's rocks. You can throw rocks at them.
I just wish you could punch them.
Empty. Yeah, dude. I was like, let me fist up. At least feel like I'm going down.
Swinging?
Yeah, because
then I could revive you.
I'll be swinging the butt of my gun and, I hit a couple, but
it ain't
doesn't stop.
They're hitting you more. They're hitting you more.
Yeah. Then you're doomed.
And you got to kill all of them. They only got to kill one of you, It's a much easier thing for them.
Seems to be no shortage of the planted in the earth zombies to come popping out.
It's just funny thinking back to our first couple of runs and how terrible strategic mistakes we made. With what
you got it though.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
You're going to see a door. You're going to have to open it. Like we opened up a door that really brought us into like ultimately instant death. Mm-hmm. And it was so obvious. Like, well, okay. So that's what that door does. I could have gotten to the same area by leaving all the doors closed and going out one door instead of opening up the place like a friggin'
madman.
I mean, at times you're going to have to, but just my best advice would be is like have a good strategy and have a really good cooperative person to play with.
Say do everything on your terms,
Mm-hmm.
Like get ammo crate, like open up the ammo crate before you need ammo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to, everything has to be pre-thought.
Yeah. Do everything on your terms, Communication is key. I can't imagine playing this game with a random, but like playing it with somebody who game with a lot, like me and you playing with, it's awesome. It's like
it's not hard to find randoms though. No. I set up I was hosting it for us,
and you forgot to make it private.
Yeah, and within seconds, I look over and see your what I think is your avatar, and I'm like, oh shit, you totally changed it. You look like a hippie dude. And I hear somebody go, yo, and I'm like, that is definitely not you. And we were on party chat. So I'm like, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, oh shit, it's a random. So, I mean, people are
playing it.
Yeah. And it sucks because this is where it's weird. Not everybody has somebody that they can go, oh, you own it? Cool. You're my friend. So you're really relying on that community.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Go check out our Discord. You can find some cool people, cool
Speaking
gamers.
of community.
Yeah, we have our Discord community is full of non-toxic, I'd say just cool people to game with. So if you find somebody else in there that owns it, I have a good chance they're going to be cool, you know?
Oh, yeah. That would be a great suggestion.
So,
I do think there's a handful in Discord that'll be getting it.
Mm-hmm. So you can find the link to our Discord community in our show notes, our episode description. You can also find the link to our Patreon, which we give a weekly on-air shout-out. We did that this past Monday as one of our tiers. We also have an exclusive chat room for our Discord community involving the Patreon. You know, Patreon supporters get that. And then, go check that out. It's cool stuff.
On that note, should we take a break?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we didn't go over with the gameplay, but without giving spoilers, I think we just covered it.
Yeah, there's a couple areas I don't want to talk about because...
what happens when you open that test site?
You need to figure it out on your own. I will say, very impressive, though.
And I will say we did...
And I almost feel bad with really saying, be cautious of the doors you open up.
Yeah, even because that's something that we figured out trial and error.
The hard way.
But here's the thing, we toughed it out. We had it in our mind that we were going to review it, but it was the first day or two of playing. It was pretty fun, but it wasn't like the most positive. You know what I'm saying?
No, dude, you get murked.
So I
Go out there and like 10 minutes later, you're fucking dead.
A couple days into playing it, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of wondering the initial reception, and it kind of went how I figured, that initial 3.9, and then over time it grows on you. Once you figure out what's going on, once you understand, it gets fun. It's just those first couple runs straight from the tutorial. You're like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, the leveling up is
essential.
It's key. But if you like a really good, like I'm looking for something that's going to make me have to earn it. Yeah, they.
But if you could have heard like 10 to 30 seconds of our party chat every day we played, just a quick snippet of this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, you would hear it go more and more like sounding positive and having fun each day,
Well, I would let the times speak for themselves too. Like you were saying, 15, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. I think we were excited when we hit 30 minutes.
Then 50 minutes.
And 50 minutes. So it gets progressively...
Now I'm confident in my ability to beat it too.
Yeah, and you'll get to do the stuff quicker because you'll already be confident in like I definitely know I need to do this.
This is what we're doing first.
Definitely have to do that.
We're waiting for this. We're doing this first. We're doing this second.
But you're going to have to figure that out. Because here's the other beauty is like the way we play it.
It's not the only way to play.
100 different ways you could play this. Yeah. So it's just depending on who you're playing with and what strategy you want to use. But if you've never played it, I mean, you're just going to have to figure it out, make those choices, and deal with the consequences.
Yeah, look, our strategy might not be the only way to play it, and it might not even be the best way in terms of time efficiency and stuff, but you know what? We figured it out, and it works for us, so I'm sticking with it,
Kept our asses alive.
Hell yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better and better.
Yeah, so. It's a big map. It's not the smallest map in the world.
One more thing to say right before, and then we'll take our break and we'll give our final thoughts and rating. It reminds me a lot of Call of Duty Zombies. I remember playing
like old school.
Yeah, depends on how far old school you want to call. I was, I have fond
like the
memories.
First one?
I have fond memories of doing zombies in the 360 era of Call of Duties. Jeez, I want to say it was the first Black Ops maybe, or Modern Warfare. I forget which one had really popular zombies. And I used to just go to my friend's house and we would play Call of Duty Zombies for hours, and it was like it was like, all right, first wave, we're gonna open up this. All right, now it's the second wave, so we should do this, and like people figured out the system of like you pretty much had to do a certain formula of this, and this if you want to advance. Like if you went around just buying random things, opening up new areas, just like this game, you were screwed. So it took a preset knowledge of the game just by trial and error and playing with good people to have success. It has a very big Call of Duty Zombies feel to me. But on that note, I guess we'll take our final thoughts and we'll take a break and we'll come back with our final thoughts and ratings. So stay tuned and we'll be back with you in just a moment. This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in MetaQuest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The MetaQuest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more Comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code Ruff Talk VR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered.
Ready to make a New Year's resolution you can actually keep? Our friends at Manscaped have one for you. Proper hygiene. The leaders in below-the-waist grooming and expert of men's hair removal have you covered for your much-needed resolution of feeling your best. Join the 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. With our exclusive offer, go to manscaped.com and use the code RuffTalkVR for 20% off plus free shipping. It's time to level up and fully align your hygiene routine with the most stylish and premium grooming products out there. If you're looking to upgrade your hygiene and grooming routine, I recommend the Manscaped Platinum Package 4.0. The king of this package is the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer offers a ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology, reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate parts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED spotlight, something you never knew you needed, but it's a game changer. This trimmer is also the perfect size to travel with, if you're a busy traveler. Plus, it's waterproof if you prefer to shave in the shower. Don't trim your nose hairs? Well, now you easily can with the Weed Whacker nose, ear, and hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker also has their proprietary skin-safe technology. A grooming routine isn't complete without applying Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver before showing off your 2023 self. The Platinum Package also comes with 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, body wash, and deodorant. To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs as free gifts. These products are the absolute perfect follow-up after your New Year's gym or sports sessions. Take advantage of Manscaped's best valued bundle and save 20% off and free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code RuffTalkVR. Time to save and shave with Manscaped.
And we're back with our final thoughts and rating. So, did you go first? I did go first last week. I think you went first, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I'll take the lead.
I remembered.
Week. Yep, I did too. Come on, I made sure to pay attention on it. So our categories for our ratings, they go in gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, replayability, and value. And we break each category 1 to 20 with a total of each category, making the final score. So starting with gameplay, I'm actually going to give it a 15. To me, the gameplay is a lot of fun. It's just so freaking hard. You know, I have a big appreciation of the, you know, try and fail over and over and over again aspect. And the gameplay, like I said, is fun, but I think that it would have done a little bit better just to have some sort of difficulty setting. Just because, like, if I think it would help new players a lot, or even myself, you know, be able to do it once on normal mode or on easy mode, whatever, call this difficulty normal and then have an easy or whatever, have easy, normal, hard, however you want to do it. But just be able to get a concept of how to win on a lower difficulty and then do it on, you know, their desired difficulty, I think would make a more pleasant experience for the newbie. But I do understand what they're going for with, no, you have to get good at the game. You have to level up your guy. You have to understand what's going on. You have to build a strategy, and then you go from there. So I get it, but, you know, 15's not bad for a score either. That's why it's fun. It's great. I just think a little difficulty tuning would have been enough to push it to a 20. But 15 for gameplay. Aesthetics, same thing, you know, 15 on aesthetics. Bad graphics? Absolutely not. It's really fun graphics. It's good. It's nothing that's like mind-blowing. You know, the execution of the meta avatars, the environmental aesthetics, you know, it's all good. The sound effects, it's all good. It's nothing bad. That's why 15's a good score. It's just not, you know, taking things to the next level worthy of a 20. But 15 on aesthetics. Overall, good graphics. Functionality, I saw some people saying they had some glitches and some really bad frame rate drops and things like that. I didn't really have that. I had one night we played the sprinting zombie. When I killed him, 2 or 3 different occasions, it lagged for a second. Really minor. I know one time you got booted. You'll probably talk about that in yours, but it was one time out of how many games, you know? And it was the day of the release, you know, they probably, maybe servers were a little bit more than they thought or whatever. Or who knows, you could have even been installing a game and not even known. But I personally, I didn't have any glitches. You know, my reloading aspects, I saw somebody saying it was janky. I saw a couple things of that. I didn't find the reloading janky. The shooting mechanics, it's arcadey, but it's simple. It works. It's functional. You know, I had no issues with glitches. So functionality of 20. Replayability, I'm going to give them a 15 for now. The reason I say for now is because let's see about the more content coming. It's going to take you a lot of playthroughs and a lot of gameplay time, in my opinion. You're not going to blow through it. It's not an hour gameplay time. You know, there's only one gameplay mode, but it is going to take you a long time to be able to do that. But after a certain point, you will have done it. And how many times are you going to do it? That's another category. I'm going to give them a 15 in the sense that it's well executed. It's good. The game's not like, again, a 1-2 hour playthrough at all. At least for me, taking me days just to understand what's going on. I think by day 3, I felt how I usually do an hour into a game. So there is a lot of replayability to it, but there is a wall for now until they add more content. So 15 on replayability. In value, I gave them 15 as well. It's priced $24.99. Maybe in its current state, $19.99 would be, you know, more reasonable. But let's see what happens as content keeps coming to it. You know, I remember people said Demio was a little on the high price when it first came out for only having one map. And now look at it. It's overrun with content for the price. You know, you have so much value for the price. So let's see what happens as the game expands. You know, right now at $24.99, it's a little on the pricier side, but also nothing like a robbery. So that's another category I'm going to give 15. So I actually went 15, 15, 20, 15, 15, total of 80 for a score. Good game, good execution. I think we'll see some updates coming to it down the line. I think some difficulty tuning would have bumped it up at least to an 85, but overall, really good game.
Yeah, it could also be a revisit down the road if they're in fact gonna jack it up with other stuff and some new stuff. But time will tell. I can't argue with anything you said, to be honest with you. Gameplay, I'm actually gonna give them a 20. I've been quoted as saying I wish somebody would make a game that's almost impossible to beat. And I feel like you actually pointed it out to me when I was having an absolute fit over like the difficulty. And he's like, whoa, you asked for that. And I'm like, you know what? And they delivered. So for that, I will stay true to my word. I'll give them a 20. I can fairly understand the 15 though. I could even probably argue it to myself, but just to eat my own words. You know, it's like I've said it numerous times with like I wish they did just make the AI give you an option to it can never be beat because somebody will try to beat it. At least we know this one can be beat.
It's hard.
Aesthetics, I give them a 15. You know, there's areas that's probably even a little lower, and there's areas where it's probably a little higher. But as an average, it would be a 15. Nothing's gonna like knock your socks off, but they do a good job with the vibe. Sometimes I feel the zombies actually take away from it, like the neon sprinters. They're all neon green, whatever. Functionality, I give them a 15. I will not punish them for my getting kicked on release day because I anticipated a flood of people playing it anyways. But occasionally it feels like the hitboxes aren't as accurate as they should be. And I've got video footage, or we do. And you'll see your player was standing next to me, and then you move over to the door. And then for a second, your player's standing next to me, even though you're at the door. And then it happens again where it, like you're still at the door, but your image will be shown somewhere else for a second. And then a couple of instances of like you're shooting at a window or something, and you don't hit the window, you hit the right of it, and the bullet picture of the like hole damage is clearly not on the wall. It's like almost in the middle. I think I even pointed it out once. I'm like, dude, are you seeing that too? Because sometimes, it's only user seen and you're like, no, I see that. But overall glitches, no. Some weird cosmetic things, yes. So I give them a 15. Replayability, can't argue with you at all. You eventually, no matter how good you are at it or aren't good, you're eventually going to hit a wall with it. But it starts off as a 20 out of the gate because you're going to go at it hard because you're just going to be in disbelief. But then that'll slowly taper down when you start spending a lot more time before you get killed. So a 15 is fair. And in value for money, I agree. $24.99. It's not the end of the world price, but it's definitely not 20 price. I'm meaning 20 score price for what you're currently getting. So a 15 is fair. So 20, 15, 15, 15, 15 is an 80. I think that's exactly what you gave.
Yeah, same total score, just different method of getting there. And I agree with everything you said. I can even agree with the 20 on gameplay because it's fun. The game is fun.
No, they delivered on, and but I'll stick to my guns that I wish that they had, from the same people that brought you Drop Dead, the cabin, not Drop Dead, the cabin, because there is a pre-notion of what people played. And they're probably actually thinking like, man, remember how much fun that was 2 years ago? And now they're going to remake a similar game with better technology because we've got more power. And then it's like, oh yeah, we did, but it's a whole different experience, whole different game. Everything's different. Guns are different.
Absolutely.
Physics are different. You're walking in this one, and the last one you didn't. Co-op was fixed stationary. The other one, like you said, was, like that rail moving just to bring you to the next area where you'll stay stationary.
And then clear the next wave.
Yeah. And I mean, I figured there'd be some changes. I just had no idea that it would be an entirely different, forget everything you knew about the first one. So I would have been happier with the brought to you by the same people that brought you Drop Dead. But it is what it is. It's Drop Dead the cabin.
And I will say, I think my score would be worse if I didn't have you to play with. Example, if I played this game solo or with just trying to find a random person, I probably wouldn't have had a positive experience. But we love co-op gaming. For people who like co-op gaming, they're searching for co-op games. You're going to get playtime out of this game with your friend.
Oh, definitely.
Whoever the partner that you co-op game with, this is a home run for co-op gaming.
Give you hours and hours and hours of good entertainment.
In my opinion, because I could even see, all right, you beat it, you know how to do it. A month down the line, hey, you want to do a run of the cabin? Yeah, shit, why not?
Yeah.
And maybe
if they make some changes or bring something new into it, you'll be more inclined to be like, I want to go back.
I'm curious what that means. Is the whole base game going to change? Where now anybody who loads in, you hit join game and boom, then that's just the way it is, or is it a new game mode? Like, I'm curious. Is the cabin going to be ever evolving, or is it new game modes is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Curious. But the game was fun. It was a good experience. I love the utilization
Not
of the
upset
meta
about it.
I like the meta avatars. I know
it gets the B rating for me.
Yeah, an 80 is not bad.
No.
And a couple small changes or improvements. And, I think we're some people would probably have given a 20 on value, and I could even see the argument for it, but I think we're just both so brutally honest.
It's on a cusp.
Yeah. You see it on sale, you got that 20% off, or you got the referral discount or something like that. You got Oculus 30 discount in your loadout. Why not,
Yeah, and I mean...
And even at $24.99, if you're searching for co-op games, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
It's just, I think me and you, that's a category that me and you are very, we're strict on. Saying something's a must buy or it's 100% a 20 in value, that's probably going to be our strictest category. Because we know how it is with people spending money on stuff, But anywho, anything else you want to say before we wrap this baby up? Or
no,
I think that's about it. The game's hard. Game's hard as hell. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And like I always say, join the Discord, the Patreon, the subreddit, all that fun stuff. And stay tuned for next week. No trifecta, but that's okay. Don't need to do one every week. Boo, where's the interview? Don't worry.
We would definitely do it every week.
Yeah.
Time permitting, for sure.
So, all right. Hope you all had a great week and stay tuned for next.